Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today for this webinar called Natural Healing, How Adjustments Work. And this is a webinar that's going to be very interesting because people are often wondering how chiropractic adjustments work. And I've been practicing for a number of years now and want to share with you how I practice chiropractic here in Kelowna at Tut Street Family Chiropractic. So I'm Dr. Cary Yurkiw. I'm a chiropractor who's practiced for 30 years now, and I've learned chiropractic, the educational part in Toronto at the Canadian Memorial Chiropractic College, and I took 4 years of chiropractic training. Before that, I was at the University of Winnipeg for my undergrad. I did end up practicing in Winnipeg for 15 years. Then we moved out to the Okanagan in British Columbia. I've been here for 15 years, in Penticton for 10, and now in Kelowna for 5. And for most of those years, I've had my own practice. I've had other health professionals working for me and a number of staff people. So that's been a great experience having my own clinic. I've also worked in a number of different clinics when I first started my career, and when I transitioned from one area to another, I did locums, and that's like a substitute teacher taking over practices for other chiropractors. And that was a great experience too, because I saw a number of different techniques, a number of different practice styles, chiropractors that trained in the United States at different colleges. I learned from some chiropractors that had many years of experience, so it was a great thing to do do these locums in different clinics, and then go away to seminars and webinars. So seminars like the pediatric seminars I took in Miami, Florida for a 2-year period every month. So I'd fly from Winnipeg to Miami, study pediatrics, come back and apply that in my practice. So we had a very family-oriented practice for most of my career. So I'm going to talk about chiropractic techniques today, how it's a natural healing method, and get into different styles of practice. If you have any questions, please feel free to answer those here in the chat on YouTube, or you can type in the comments here on Instagram. So first, an introduction to chiropractic care. I want to give you an overview of chiropractic as a natural healing method. And chiropractic is very natural because it works with the realignment of the body. And if the framework is in better shape, then your body's going to work better. So the function of the body is going to be better. The nervous system is going to work better. The organs that are connected to the spine, the spinal cord and the brain, they're going to function better, as well as there's more power, electricity, better connection, communication between the brain and the body. So it is a natural healing method. It's an inside-out approach as opposed to other healing modalities which are more outside-in approaches. The other thing that I like about chiropractic is it's a very holistic type of practice, meaning we consider the whole body, and we consider things like the patient's lifestyle, emotions, some of their belief systems regarding health. So we want to incorporate all of that into the wellness scope. And the philosophy behind chiropractic, it started over 100 years ago, actually in 1895. And it was Dr. Palmer who studied chiropractic, and he did the first adjustment. And an adjustment is when you move a bone into a better location. And Dr. Palmer had an employee in his building that had injured his neck, put a bone out of place, and couldn't hear very well out of his ear. The bone that was out of place was right in the upper cervical, right at the top. And so Palmer theorized that if he put the bone back in place, the person's hearing would be restored. And that's exactly what happened. He pushed on that bone, the bone shifted, the hearing came back, the range of motion was restored, and that was the birth of chiropractic in 1895. That was down in Davenport, Iowa. So chiropractic's been around for a long time, even before it was a formal profession. there were Greek philosophers practicing chiropractic. It's been around since the beginning of time, basically. So chiropractic works very well with the realignment of the body. It works well with natural healing methods. It's an inside-out approach versus an outside-in approach, and it's very vitalistic, meaning it incorporates all the different processes of the body, versus reductionistic, which is when the body's reduced to one singular cell or one singular organism in the body that's causing the disease. It's more expansive that way. Now, the science behind chiropractic adjustments, chiropractic alignment improves the nervous system and the nerve flow. So in the nervous system, the main highway is the spinal cord. From the spinal cord, there's motor nerve roots, and they're nerves that go to the tips of your fingers, tips of your toes, and power the body. So they send electricity to the muscles and the organs, giving it energy to move. There's sensory nerves that are coming back to the brain. These are picking up on changes to your environment, changes to stimulus. These are pain receptors, heat and cold receptors, movement receptors. They're all proprioceptive, sending signals back to the brain. And the third system is called the autonomic nervous system. That's the sympathetic and parasympathetic. This system works with the organs in the body. So misalignments, or what we call subluxations, can cause pain and dysfunction because they can press on nerves. Misalignments can pinch the nerve, and then that can result in pain and dysfunction down the line where the nerve goes. So the role of chiropractic adjustments is to restore alignment and function and restore health. Now, the benefits of chiropractic adjustments. I think the number one benefit is pain relief. It addresses common issues like back pain, neck pain, and headaches. It improves mobility and flexibility so you can function better. It enhances the nervous system function and overall wellness, like we just discussed. And long-term benefits, it's preventative, and maintenance for chronic conditions greatly improves the person's ability to do the things they love to do. So if you have greater range of motion in your neck or back, you'll be able to work better, you'll be able to play sports better, you'll be able to garden, go for walks, travel, just to name a few things that people want to do but sometimes can't because of restrictions and misalignments. There's different types of chiropractic adjustments and techniques. I'm going to talk about the ones I practice here in the clinic. But when we do have misalignments, or in this case, a curvature of the spine, like a scoliosis, we want to check the patient's history. We want to do an examination. We want to do diagnostic tests. Once we know what the cause of the pain and dysfunction is, then we want to start with treatments. Now, some of these treatments are manual adjustments, so they're hands-on. When we do the adjustment, sometimes there's an audible cracking or popping noise, just the gas shifting between the bones, but it feels really good when that's done. Sometimes we use instruments like the activator that can assist to tap the bones into a better place. They actually do adjustments like the hands-on adjustments. Then we use modalities like shock wave and laser. These work on the soft tissue. One is acoustic waves, the other one is light therapy, and what that does is it helps to heal and speed up the healing process of the tissues. And then we do things like orthotics in the clinic as well. That helps the posture of the feet, the alignment, cushions the feet, and also helps the gait pattern, the way you walk. And we have a number of products in the clinic too that support the alignment of the body. So depending on the person, depending on their condition, we use certain techniques. For example, if the person's in relatively good health, they've had a physical injury, we'll probably use manual techniques, hands-on adjustments. If the person has osteoporosis, let's say, weakening of the bone, probably use the instrument to do the adjustments. And then it depends on the area. I like to use the instrument adjustments on the ribs because it's very specific, a small area. I like to use tables to do adjustments called drop table or Thompson technique to adjust the hips because the hips are bigger bones. and it helps when you've got a table that can pop up and down to do the adjustments. Of course, patient safety is number one for us. We want to make sure that the adjustments are gentle, safe, and effective, and that's something that we always strive for here in the clinic. Now, how do we integrate chiropractic care into your wellness routine? Well, chiropractic adjustments complement other healing methods like exercise, nutrition, stress management. We talk about these aspects of health as we start the care, but especially as the pain is being reduced, the patient has better range of motion and alignment, then we want to talk about things the patient can do at home to help support good health, better alignment, and posture. So we'll talk about exercises, stretches, strengthening. We'll talk about nutrition, eating healthy, protein, fats, some of the macronutrients, as well as the micronutrients that can really help the joints, like calcium and magnesium, some of the minerals. And then we'll talk about stress management, because stress affects our health. Too much stress can lead to too much sympathetic activity, can lead to too much cortisol being released, and that can affect our healing process. People don't sleep well, and that further affects the person's ability to heal. So we want to really focus on these natural methods of healing and to teach people about them, like I'm doing for you today. Lifestyle adjustments can enhance the effectiveness of chiropractic care, just teaching people what better health looks like, and then giving them small things to do at home to start incorporating tiny habits into their routine. They lead to bigger habits and eventually some bigger lifestyle changes. And there's a lot of case studies or testimonials on successful chiropractic outcomes. There's a number of studies in journals, but also if you want to look at my website or my Google reviews, RateMDs, we have a lot of 5-star reviews, and that's why people choose us here in Kelowna because of our reviews and the number of reviews we've had in recently. Now, getting started with chiropractic care, what to expect during your first visits? Well, the first visit includes a consultation, which means we're going to do a history taking of you. We're going to find out more about your background, how long the problem's been there. We want to know if there's any family history. Do you have any other health issues? So we're going to do an extensive history taking. Then we're going to do an examination. The examination involves postural assessment, ranges of motion, orthopedic neurological tests, and then palpation to check the alignment of the body. That'll be usually face down or face up on the table. Then we let the patient know what we found out. We give the patient treatment options, and then we start care. And the care can be a combination of the methods we just talked about on the last slide. Now, to choose the right chiropractor for your needs, I would highly encourage you to contact a clinic in your area and ask for a consultation. Talk to the doctor, whether it's on the phone, going in for an assessment and talking to the doctor, even a video or a Zoom call. That can be very helpful to discuss what the chiropractor does, what your experience is like, what you're looking for. If you're comfortable with that chiropractor, then move forward with an assessment, a diagnosis, and some treatment, and follow the treatment plan to get the best results. So I want to encourage you to take the next step forward, book an appointment or schedule a consultation. Don't wait, because often the conditions can get worse. They can get chronic, long-term. They can also have reoccurrences which can stay longer and be more and more painful. Now, if you have any questions, you should ask them here on YouTube or on Instagram. Feel free to type them in the comments or in the chat. I'd be happy to answer those. If you missed the webinar, you're watching the recording, you can also type your questions in the chat later, and then I'll check that tomorrow and the next day and answer your questions. So feel free to comment or type your questions in the chat. Make sure you follow us, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, as well as follow us on social media. And then you can always DM me if it's more of a personal question regarding your specific condition. like I said, the real life success stories, those reviews are on Google. If you go and search for Dr. Cary Yurkiw, you're going to see that. If you go to RateMD's, you're going to see the reviews we've had from patients over the years, and those reviews here in Kelowna, as well as the previous reviews I had from patients in Penticton and in Winnipeg. Now, why should you choose us for your chiropractic care? And what makes our clinic unique? Well, we are accepting patients without a doctor referral. So you don't need a doctor referral to come and see us. We direct bill to insurance, including ICBC. That's very convenient for the patients. We offer personalized care and a professional environment at the clinic. You'll often see pictures on social media of our clinic. You'll see how clean and fresh the clinic looks. We have beautiful colors here in the clinic. And it's just a wonderful place to come, and a calm, peaceful place, a place that you're going to see people that are smiling, getting good results with the care. So it's a really enjoyable place to work and to come as a patient. If you're not in the Kelowna area and you need help finding a chiropractor, you want some health coaching regarding things like stretches or exercises, lifestyle changes you can make, I'll give you an opportunity to sign up for some health coaching at the end of the webinar. Now, regarding health coaching, we have two ways to do that. If you're a patient in the clinic, and let's say you come in the summer to Kelowna, you get care, you go back home and it's somewhere else in British Columbia, we can do health coaching at the clinic, and we can support your treatment plan with Zoom calls or Google Meet. We use Teams as well to do health coaching. Now, if you're not in our area and you need help finding a chiropractor, then we use our consulting company called True North, and we can help you find a chiropractor in your area as well as support you with lifestyle changes. I've written some books. One was called Back Pain. The other one is Neck Pain on Amazon. There's the 100-Day Diet on how I lost weight in a short period of time. And then last year I wrote a book called Joint Journey that talks about two people who go through a process of coming to the clinic, getting relief, but also learning some lifestyle changes that they can make at home. So those books are all published on Amazon, and the health coaching focuses on those aspects of care, really coaching you to make changes in your life to improve it. So you can go to Amazon and find this book. This is the first one that I published, called Back Pain. That was 5 years ago. And then there was Neck Pain, 100-Day Diet, and then Joint Journey last year. I think I'm going to work on the second edition of these books now for the last half of this year, bring out some better images, more resources for you, more stretches and exercises to do. So I'd like to reprint these books with a second edition, and then move on to a new book idea in 2025. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. I'm just going to answer a question here. This person had a chiropractic diploma, but needs a doctor to help me to practice more. I can answer your chat after this webinar, because it sounds like you're talking more about the chiropractic profession, not as a patient, but I can definitely answer that later and direct message you about the chiropractic profession and practicing here in British Columbia or whatever region you're in. So now, in closing, and a call to action, follow us on social media for tips and updates, because we're posting on a regular basis, usually on a daily basis. I want to invite people in the Kelowna area to book an appointment at Tut Street Family Chiropractic. Very easy to do. Just type in tutstreetfamilychiropractic.com, and then you'll see for new patients you can book an appointment. Just click on that link, and then you can get an appointment same and next day usually, and we're open 7 days a week here in the clinic, so that's very convenient for patients and people in our community. You can use this code right now, 10%. So it stands for webinar. When you go to book, you'll get 10% off your first visit, and that's good for the next 7 days. So you can use that right up until August the 27th. Now, if you're interested in our masterclass, we're going to have that coming up this weekend. We're going to dive deeper into this concept of different techniques and chiropractic methods. Also, it'll give you a chance to participate in the masterclass directly. So we'll be able to bring you up on Zoom so you can interact with me and interact with others in the webinar. So it's much more of a personal format. The masterclass is a longer format. It's usually about an hour, and then people can ask detailed questions and get instant answers to their questions by being more interactive at the masterclass. So if you're interested, go back to Eventbrite where you got the ticket for tonight from, and then you can get a ticket for the masterclass. There is a small fee for that, and that's just for having that longer format and the more interactive format. I want to thank you for joining me today. Here's our contact info right here. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at info@Tut Street Family Chiropractic. If you want to book an appointment, you can use our website, or you can call or message this phone number right there. Also, if you're interested in the coaching services at True North, then you can go to our website, trueexpert.pro, our email address, info@trueexpert.pro, and our phone number right here. So feel free to reach out to us whether you're in the Kelowna area or outside of the Kelowna area. I want to thank you very much for joining me tonight. I hope you learned something about chiropractic, and we'll see you guys at the